Although I should have checked his rating actually. I'll do that in a second. Dan Butler. Yeah, he'll be our best left back if he joins. Perfect. That would be an awesome way to strengthen the defence if we can bring those two in. I'd like to go to 1 or 2. I'll see if I can convince my brother to go with me when Steamers are away 1 week. I think that'd be pretty cool. I'd like to get involved with Hatfield Town. It sounds like they need some backing. Doesn't seem like a lot of people actually support them. Bit of a shame. It's a shame that I'm not a bigger influence on YouTube right now, because I would be able to... Well, I say influence. It's a shame I'm not bigger on YouTube right now, or Twitch for that matter. See if we could launch a campaign to rescue Hatfield Town. That'd be an interesting project. No way I could be chairman though. I don't think I'd have the patience. I'd be trying to play manager as well. I'm one of those chairmen, unfortunately. I mean, how would you go about buying a football club? That's the other question. Oh, wouldn't it be awesome if I could sign Wilkinson and Butler? Going to that away game because it's right in my house and I'd like to help support them. It's one of those ones, isn't it? It's one of the great things about non-league football and lower league football. You really do feel like you're part of the family when you go and support them. Like Stevenage. Stevenage were getting 2,000-3,000 a week at the moment into matches, but you feel so close to the action and you feel so close to the players. And like at the end of every season, they have an event in one of their function rooms where the players go in. You really like. I don't think you'd ever get this at a Premier League club where you're in the room about 10 meters away from your heroes almost, and once all the presentation and stuff's done, you can just go up and talk to them like they're your best mate. There's a definite feeling of community in lower league football. I think everyone should do that. Everyone should support their local non-league club. Right, transfer for Wilkinson has become public knowledge. That's annoying. Jordan Young's back in training. Good. Alright, Needham Market coming up almost immediately. That'd be awesome. Under 18s, no, I don't really want anyone playing for the under 18s. Under 23s, yes. Under 18s, I think under 18s should be saved for under 18s. We don't have that many under 18s playing in the first team squad right now, so really we should keep things as they are. Under 23s though, definitely. Phil Roberts. Why are you putting in an offer for Phil Roberts? If you want to buy a non-league club, I think you need to go to the board and be a board member and then apply to be chairman. Yeah, I mean, I can't see myself ever doing something like that, to be honest. I'd love to. It's a pipe dream. I'd love to own my own football club one day. I just can't see it happening. I'd love to be part of one though. Like if I got rich through a job somehow, I'd like to be a part of Stevenage or Hatfield's board. That would be awesome. Just so that I get good seats, really. That's the main reason. Okay, this Roberts guy actually looks like he'd be quite good. Potential to be a good Vanarama national striker in the future. Can also play centre midfield. Okay, we'd have no idea how good he is at centre midfield or right midfield. But as a striker, looks pretty damn good. How's our bid going for the other two? Yeah, still in the pipeline. That's awesome. Okay, anyone else I can get rid of? I think Kerins. Much as I hate to say it, I think Kerins might have reached the end of the road with us. Van I might keep as cover. It's sad. Keep the faith, win the lottery. Ha! Yeah, that would be something. Tell you what, if I won the lottery, yes, I would definitely buy quite a large stake in a football club. Was it Newport County? The guy who used to own Newport County won the Euro Millions, I think it was, and bought the club with the money. That would be a way to go. Certainly not the worst way to spend money. Neither of these guys are good enough. Why are they even at my club? What a waste. Hughes. I can't see Hughes staying around much longer either. It's really sad. These are my old boys. They've been with me for years. But, you know, if you're not good enough, you're not good enough. This guy I'm going to put on the development list. That's the other thing I can do, of course, is loan players out if they're under a certain age. So, David Kelly, yeah, I can loan him out. Tyler Walker, that's not the one who was on loan. No, it's not. Different Tyler Walker. Same name, different Tyler Walker. Actually, Akinuli. Yeah, you're not good enough. Release on a free. Wouldn't it be awesome though if it was? Where is Tyler Walker on here? Should we find out? Tyler Walker. Yeovil. Depending on how much he is. Do you know what? I can nearly afford him. I can afford his wages. I can definitely do that. I can nearly afford him. As well as transfer fee, I can nearly afford. I'm really happy that the board decided to invest this season though. That was a really good move by them. Very, very grateful. Huh. There's me talking about saving Hatfield. I've just seen someone retweet something about Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient are in real trouble. They got a winding up petition against them and all sorts of things. They're in a lot of trouble. And actually, I don't like saying this as a Steamish fan. Peter Arnett has been interested in me, has he? Has he really? Oh, he has. Now he has. Now I've seen how good he is. As a Steamish fan, we kind of want Leyton Orient to at least survive the season because we've got 3 points off them this week, which we would quite like to keep, actually. So, that's certainly worth looking at as well, keeping Leyton Orient afloat. Sad. They were one game away from the Championship not long ago. Now they're in League 2, potentially about to be relegated from the Football League and going bankrupt. That's a really sad end. Oh, you were at that game. See, I knew Walker was good because I remember seeing about the goal that he scored on his Forest debut. It was his debut, wasn't it? Or he scored very early on in his Forest career, at least. But when Steamish signed him, I was very, very excited, and it's a shame, really, that he left the way he did. I think he could have handled it a little bit better. Basically, he decided that he wanted to play at a higher level. He decided that Steamish weren't playing at a high enough level for him. So he requested for his loan to be cut short, and he went to Port Vale. Scored on his debut for Port Vale, fair enough. I do wish him the best still, I just wish he'd have handled it a little bit better. Enfield made an offer for Kerins. Alright, we're doing some business today. Normally I don't do transfers on the stream, so I'm quite happy to be able to do this today. We haven't got Morrison available. We're going to have to bring Simpson in. Especially if we're loading out Kelly. Apart from that, I'm going to keep the... oh, actually, no. No, sorry, Young did score in the end, didn't he? Yeah, keep the faith. Even in the back four, keep the faith. Although I'm sure Wilkinson will come in soon. Hopefully he signs for us and takes up that role. Here we go. Needham market away. We could do with a win. Ingram offside in the first minute. What is he doing? Having a chat with the goalkeeper. Okay, there, goal kick. Good header by Baldwin. Unlucky edge. Good interception, Baldwin. Good ball, Baldwin. Young brings it down to Ingram. Unlucky there. Needed a little bit more on it just for Beckford to be able to run onto. Oh, I think Walker was actually available for this match. And I didn't select him. Oh well. Brentford played their part in Orient demise by beating them to second place for promotion to the Championship. Yeah, knocked them back into the playoffs. I'm trying to remember who beat them in the playoffs now. Was it Cardiff? No, it can't be Cardiff. What am I talking about? Rotherham. That's who it was. On penalties as well, I believe. And then they lost their manager. And then they started losing their best players. And then they got relegated. It's a really sad story. Oh, Simpson. You oaf. What are you giving away penalties for? Come on, Trott. He saved the last penalty he faced. Guessed the right way and caught it. Here we go. Morgan against Trott. Oh, he went the right way as well. Adam Morgan, ex-Liverpool. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That was a nothing challenge. I've just seen it again on my preview. There was nothing challenge. The ref gave it as a penalty. How disappointing. Puts us 1-0 down. So now we've got some work to do, boys. Simpson is not having a good game at left back, and I don't actually have anyone else in the squad today who can play left back. I went away against Leyton Orient. Brentford won 1-0 in the promotion. Crucial game. I can firmly say it's the best feeling I've ever had after a football match. It's funny you should say that, because one of my best feelings as a Stevenage fan, and I'm sorry for saying this, one of my best feelings as a Stevenage fan was when we beat Brentford 1-0 at Griffin Park. Honestly, Halloween, freezing cold, Tuesday night, made the drive down to London. Great game, great atmosphere, great result. Not got a problem with Brentford at all. Good club. Some of your fans, I mean, every club has that problem. Some of their fans are a little too aggressive, perhaps, but nothing wrong with Brentford. Just happens to be one of my particular highlights. Trott, big ball forward. McKee brings it down, finds Gallagher. Poor pass. He's trying to cut out the difference. Hello, Sparkle 2013. Yes, Hatfield Town, my local team. I would suggest looking them up online, except we've already established in this stream that they don't really have any information online. But Hatfield Town play at Goslin Sports Park in Welwyn Garden City, funny enough, in a completely different town. Although they're basically next door to one another, so it counts. I'm sure the FA won't mind. It's one of those things, like Rotherham had to move back to Rotherham in, I think it was 5 years it took them to do it, under FA regulation, but it's alright for Man U to play in Salford, which is a different city. It's funny how the rules work, isn't it? Adam Morgan, didn't he score a hat-trick against Wimbledon in the FA Cup for do you know what? He might have done. He might have done. I think I did know where he was playing. He's another one of my old... I used to have a list of Football Manager good players to sign. And, I mean, this shows how good a game Football Manager really is. Because back in the day, I had an attacking midfielder by the name of Ryan Mason, and I had a striker called Harry Kane. And this was 5 years ago. I think I had those two. But yeah, Adam Morgan used to be one of the players I'd sign as well. I also used to sign a goalkeeper called Alphonse Areola, who you might recognise now as playing for PSG. He played for PSG at the time as well. It's just I happened to sign him when he was at PSG. A youngster, didn't really have a chance of getting into the first team at PSG. Signed him for my... I think it was a Newcastle team. And got me promotion. Awesome goalkeeper. Always sign him on FIFA. Anyway, we are losing badly. So I'm going to bring Hunt on for Ingram, because he's having a shocker. Look at Simpson. A 5.7. I'm going to bring King on just to play at left back so Simpson doesn't have to. Not your best time, Simpson. I must admit, he's better in the wing back role with the 3 centre backs. I mean, I've still got that as a tactic, and he can still play there. But I have a feeling that the 4-2-3-1 works better for the type of players that we've got available. Oh, that's unlucky. That's Tom Young's stereotypical goal, what you just saw there, apart from it ends up in the back of the net normally. Okay, here's the corner. Gallagher will take. Beat the first man this time. Oh, straight down the keeper's throat. Yeah, both my experiences at Brentford have been good. Never been threatened by anyone. The second time I went to Brentford, I went on the train and walked from the station, and I think that one was actually a better experience because it was the end of the season. It was sunny, it was hot. Had a good day out in London with my then girlfriend at the time and my brother, who is still my brother. So that was a good day. That was one of those ones where we went out in the morning to Leicester Square. And it was one of those proper away matches where you just spend the whole day looking forward to it. You know it's going to be a good game. And then you get to the stadium and you watch your team get their arses handed to them. But we were already relegated. Brentford were already promoted. It was always going to happen. It's a good game. Anyway, this Hatfield match is not a good game. We are losing. Both our midfielders are playing terribly. McKee is breathing very heavily. I used to be like that. I used to always start new games. Problem is, I used to start as a Conference South team, get them promoted as high as I can, and then that's it. The challenge is over. Whereas here, because I've started in level 10, I'm trying to get to level 1 and then beyond. The goal of this series is to try and win everything with Hatfield. So I'm talking as many leagues as possible. Not guaranteeing that we're going to win every league, but winning as many as possible would be nice. But then winning the Premiership, winning the FA Cup, the League Cup, the Charity Shield, the Europa League, the Champions League. Try and win absolutely everything in the Premier League season. Maybe not all in a single season, but You know, as many seasons as it takes, really. I'm good at longevity now. I like sticking with one club. Hatfield are third bottom, but the bottom team only gets relegated, and they're on 8 points, and Hatfield are on 22 points, level with second bottom, Brimsdown. And the Southern Counties East League Division 1 side. Yeah, exactly. That's the challenge. That is the challenge. Start with a team at this level and try and get them promoted. I think this is my 4th season in this league. And even now, as you can see, we're struggling to win matches. We're still favourites for promotion. It's still in our hands. But we really are giving ourselves work to do. Oh, Amos. Should have squared it. McKee's not going to get that. He's blowing. Who's your local side, Sparkle? I mean, I could have started... This pack that I've got goes right the way down to level 21. So I started about halfway. I figured that a 21 season series would perhaps be a little too much. Plus, at this point, I'm quite attached to Hatfield. Cray Valley PM FC. Okay. Cray. I know them. Those rascals. Oh, Alsey. I know Alsey. Stevenage have an association with Is it Alsey? I think it's Alsey. It's a really difficult name to say. Yes, Cray. I think Cray are in this league, actually. Yeah, Cray. These guys. Oh, hang on. These are Cray Wanderers. Maybe not. Hang on. If I type in just Cray. Cray Valley. Or Cray. Cray Valley? Yeah, Cray Valley. There we go. So this is your team. Obviously I can't show you the squad because it would be very different on here. Southern Counties East League Premier Division. I think they might have got promoted a couple of times. Well, that's good. I like the fact that you support your local team. And it's a grassroots team. Nothing wrong with that. Always a good thing. Support Hanwell Town. See, I feel a bit guilty now, because when I used to support Stevenage back in the day, they were a conference team. So I could say that I supported a lower league team. But now Stevenage are in the Football League. And they're not just in the Football League, they're nearly in the... well, they're in the playoffs at the moment. They're in the playoff spot. So, a very good chance that next season we might be in League 1 again. It's not quite the same anymore. Obviously, I want Stevenage to do well, don't get me wrong. It's just the fact that when I supported them, it used to be I support a non-league team and a Premier League team, as it was. Now I support a Championship team and a League 2 team. Oh well, they're still both my teams and I support them dearly. Through and through, till the end. Always wish them well. Support Millwall. I'm assuming that you're one of the nice Millwall fans that come to see Stevenage at the start of every season. And not one of the Millwall fans that tore some of our seats out a couple of years ago. I shouldn't have a problem with Millwall, really. Millwall, it's one of those, again, it's a stereotype. I don't think they're anywhere near as bad as they used to be. Yep, London Tigers, one of my bogey teams. Definitely one of my bogey teams. Okay, so this Leon guy, he can challenge Trott for a starting spot. So can Sinnott, according to this guy. Tom Bettridge, who's my assistant manager. So Scott has just rejected to leave. So the next thing is just to release him on a free. My head clicks when I'm at a home match. Should I be signing? Should I be signing all these new strikers? There's nothing really wrong with my old strikers. We'll see. This guy does look good though. Charlesworth going... Oh, hang on. No, I don't mind him going out on loan. I won't be able to show my face at this Millwall construction course I'm doing if Cray wins Saturday. That's the thing with Millwall. They have really passionate fans, and that is something that you can never criticise. It's just unfortunate sometimes that it bowls over into unsavoury stuff. That was easy. Butler is set to sign. Awesome. Charles, yeah, I'll put you out on... Why did he reject it? Oh, is it because they weren't offering the wages? We study at Fisher's home ground and we... Okay. Ah, start of a beautiful friendship. I mean, Steamage are quite bad as well. I can't say that Steamage fans are angels. I remember one particular match at the Valley where two fans were kicked out for fighting with themselves. Two Steamage fans started fighting with one another, so that wasn't a good day. It's happened a few times. We like to wind people up. I Predict a Riot became one of our fans, one of our songs at one point. That side of things is funny. Because you know a fight and a riot and all of that isn't really going to happen. So it's funny when they do it. My favourite chant ever, Allman, you might remember this, is when Steamage played Brentford, once Brentford were promoted and Steamage were relegated, and we did the Let's Pretend We Scored a Goal chant. See if Allman remembers that. But football atmosphere is so good. There you go. Dan Butler has joined. I'll be looking forward to him making his debut in the next game. Skip through all this. Hopefully Wilkinson comes in next. Oh, Roberts is the next one coming in by the looks of things. Brentford only explode against QPR and Fulham. Yeah, I mean local rivalry. I mean we do that against Luton and Cambridge and MK Dons and anyone else. I mean there's teams that we just don't like as well. Like we don't like Notts County. We really don't like MK Dons. Who else don't we like? Accrington. Steamage fans hate Accrington. Really hate Accrington. Come on, Kerins. I need you out the door, my friend. It's not very nice, I know, and I'm sorry, but I need you out the door so that Wilkinson can come in and take your spot. Did a congas. Yeah. Yep, we did that. I think I was part of that as well. That's one thing I love about Brentford is the lower tier of the away stand. You can just do conga lines and stuff around it. There's a lot of... The first time we played you guys there was the Halloween match where we had people dressed up as all kinds of weird and wonderful things. And I believe there was a conga that night as well. My music stopped. That's how long I've been streaming for. So let's get that going again. There we go. I used to play as Accrington on FIFA. I think the reason we hate Accrington so much, Steamage fans, Steamage used to be in financial trouble before our chairman took over. And we did things by the book, to my knowledge at least. This was a long time ago now. Really before I was old enough to get properly into football. But from what I've read, we did things by the book. You know, it did everything properly and survived, but spent a long time paying for it. Whereas Accrington died and then came back, and everyone, you know, all the Accrington people call themselves the club that wouldn't die, but actually they did. They died for a few years and then came back as a reincarnation, if that's how you want to call it. Oh dear, Rooney's injured. What a shame. Right, Roberts is in. Awesome, new striker. And it's the same thing with Portsmouth. Stevenage fans don't like the way Portsmouth did things. We stopped Accrington getting promoted last season. That was one of the funniest matches of my life, watching that result. Watching their fans just realise, oh, we're not going up now. That was funny. That was funny. Yeah, you probably have seen me in real life. You probably have. The second match that I went to, I basically stood right at the front of the stand. So you probably would have seen me right behind the goal as well. I think I was just to the right of the right-hand post. There's me being really specific. Also, Birmingham have just equalised, so I'm in a foul mood now. I need Leeds to win. Yeah, Stevenage fans don't like teams where they've basically avoided paying their dues, really. Wilkinson's joined. Yes. Luke Wilkinson. Ex-Luton. That's the thing. Stevenage hate Luton. But the number of ex-Luton players in the Stevenage squad right now is quite a lot. So it's a very funny thing. Especially our captain, Ronnie Henry, was captain at Luton. And while he played for Luton, we despised him. And then he rejoined us and we loved him again. Luke Wilkinson, Fraser Franks, both ex-Luton. Hated them when they played at Luton. Love them now. It's funny how fickle football can be, isn't it? Right, we got Hendon at home in the next game. Were you near the tunnel or the dugout? I was tunnel side. In fact, it was the Halloween game, wasn't it? One of your players went off injured really early on in the game. And all of our fans were clapping him as he walked past us to go down the tunnel. And he started clapping back. And as soon as he started clapping back, one of the guys next to me told him to F off. That was quite funny. That epitomises Stevenage fans, really. Yeah, both times I was tunnel side of the goal. Don't know why, it's just that side of it just seems nicer. Strange stadium, Griffin Park, the way it's set up with the tunnel. A bit like Burnley. Fraser Franks, ex-Brentford, yeah. We got Dean Wells as well, ex-Brentford. There's a lot of players play for Stevenage now that have got real Football League experience, which is never a bad thing. It's good to have that experience. I mean, Chris Day is our backup goalkeeper. He won the England under 18s, I think, or under 19s championship. He played in the same England under 18 team as David Beckham. And several other players, but that's the one that stood out for me. And he still plays for Stevenage now. In fact, he's going to be in goal for the next few games for us because... Oh yes, Leeds have scored again. Sorry. He's going to be in goal for us for the next few games again. Because our first team keeper is injured. Probably have seen each other. You probably look right at me. But obviously at the time I wasn't really a YouTuber. So you wouldn't have recognised me. Right, Luke Wilkinson's going to make his debut in this next match as well. Do I need another centre midfielder? I don't... Actually, Stephen Quinn. No, you're not the Stephen Quinn I was thinking of then. Okie dokie, withdraw. I like the fact my director of football wants to keep refreshing the team, but I don't think we actually need it. I'm going to offer... Oops. offer Weatherston? What's his name? Whatever his name is. Because he's not good enough, really. I don't really know why I signed him. I think he had a good season last season, so I went to sign him. He had been on loan with me before from Stevenage. Brought him in again, and then actually took a look at his stats and realised, oh, he's actually not very good. Right, Leeds are winning again. That's good news for me. Many were shocked that you were able to buy Peter Arnett for as little as you did. You must have expected to pay a higher fee for a player of his ability. PhD1, do you see yourself spending big in future? I don't wish to. Oh wow, Hatfield are Luke Wilkinson's 8th club. Do you think it's a risk to sign a player with perhaps some question marks about his loyalty? Their losses are gang. Yeah, exactly. There we go. A few weeks ago I said the school I go to a non-league team's home pitch back on from my school. Yes. Davy Williams. Who's Davy Williams? The Millwall player. Pardon my ignorance. I'm not sure who Davy Williams is. The only Millwall player I'm aware of really is Steve Morrison, ex-Stevenage. Awesome striker. I hope as his career starts to wind down he actually rejoins Stevenage again, just for the nostalgia. I don't think he'd be much of a signing for us in terms of ability. But you never know. I mean, he's still banging them in for Millwall, isn't he? Yeah. I mean, I can argue my situation is more urgent because I've got money on it, which is probably my stupidity more than anything, to be fair. Let's see, Tyler Walker is available, so he'll slot back into right back. And I've got Arnett, and I've got, where's the other guy? Roberts. Tell you what, Roberts on the bench. This is a risk. This is a big risk doing this. And Arnett. Actually, I wish I could put both on the bench. I can put both on the bench, actually. I'll put Arnett there. So both of them on the bench. Hunt, King, Barton. Keep Young up front and edge. Assistant manager of Gibraltar and Bruno's Magpies manager. Fair enough. Oh, I hate it when that happens. There's a bit of green in my old primary school that had that happen, and it's never been the same since. They completely ruined it. It's a real shame. I just, really, it winds me up when things like that happen. Okay. So we've got two debutants on the bench. I expect both of them will get on at some stage. But here we go. Nice home game against Hendon. Let's try and win it. All Brentford's aim for the rest of the season, finish above QPR and try and get as close to Fulham. I'm guessing Brentford and Chelsea have quite a good relationship then. Which is strange, because I don't really consider any team to have a good relationship with Chelsea. But then, I mean, McEachran made the transfer between the two. And I think you've loaned other players from them in the past. Maybe it's just a divisional thing, because all three of you were in the Championship, QPR and Fulham as well. That's probably the reason, actually. Just Pure Love, welcome to the stream. Awesome name. Awesome name. Welcome to the stream. Right, let's get Hatfield up, shall we? No more of this dilly-dallying. They've got nowhere to play at their home ground for the time being. Yeah, that's the real thing. It's the sad thing about non-league football. It's like Gloucester City, I think they're called. The floods that happened in Gloucestershire, was it 5-6 years ago now, maybe even longer. Gloucester City still haven't been able to go back to their home stadium because of those floods that happened all those years ago. So they've had to ground share with 5 different clubs over the last few years. They were at Forest Green most recently, and now they've had to go outside of Gloucestershire for the first time. What a ball that is by Gallagher into Beckford. Awesome goal. Jay Beckford. But it's really, really unfair because they can't afford to fix their stadium. And that's where I think the FA should step in and say, hang on a second, we've got some money, we'll help you fix your stadium. But they don't. They sit there on their millions, giving themselves bonuses and pats on the back, telling themselves that they're helping grassroots football, but really they're killing it. Slowly but surely they are sucking the life out of football. Yeah, mutual respect. That's fair enough. Chelsea respect more teams than people give them credit for, to be fair. There's a lot of teams that Chelsea have time for. Okay, here we go. Big boys coming on. Roberts coming on for McKee. I've no idea how good you are in midfield, actually. How good are you in midfield? Not great. Okay. We can still use your stats to our advantage. And Arnett coming on for Young. Go out there, boys, and win me this match. Yeah. From what I heard, it was a good game. That's the thing. I mean, Chelsea always give entertainment in the FA Cup one way or another. As you know, Chelsea are my third team. So, not bad. Oh, Wilkinson. How bad is it? What's he got? Potential foot injury. Now, the foot is quite important in football. So I think he might be out for a while. Hands down hate Chelsea almost as much as I do Arsenal. I don't hate Chelsea. I'm starting to dislike Arsenal fans for the whole Wenger out campaign. I think I said it again, I said this last week. I wish Arsenal fans would shut up about their so-called hardships. Try supporting a team that's actually in trouble and then they can complain about the manager. Right now they don't know what they've got. They don't know how lucky they are. But I like Chelsea. My mum supports Chelsea. I've grown up with Chelsea in my life. I like the way Chelsea do things. People don't like the way they've gone out and bought all these players, but actually, bar one or two, the majority of the players they've bought, they've then had success with. A bit like Man City, really. Like, they criticised Drogba and how much they spent on Drogba, but really, you look back now, they got Drogba for a bargain. 24 million for a striker that good. That's a bargain. Greg Dyke came to Hanwell Town in the FA Cup. The amount of abuse he got was funny. He had to have a police escort out of the ground. Jesus, it was 5 million last week. What the hell have they been spending money on this week? I can't see them coming back from that. They'll probably do a Portsmouth and somehow get away with it. That's what infuriates me about it, is there are businesses that need the money and they end up not getting it because of these so-called deals. Oh, great header. Beckford again with the header, finding Ingram at the back post. What play? Who took the corner? It must have been... yeah, Gallagher. Actually took a decent corner. Beckford at the front post with the flick. Ingram coming in at the back. Goal. Brentford sort of caused their demise by getting promoted ahead of them, but mainly... yeah, Rotherham is the reason. Mind you, the money they got from that final, they should have been able to push on. Whoever's in charge at Leyton Orient at the moment, chairman-wise, has done a really bad job, and I think Barry Hearn should take some of the flack as well, because he sold the club to them. He must have known. And this so-called fit and proper persons test that the Football League do, that's gone well, hasn't it? What can I say? It's at times like this I'm really thankful for, dare I say it, I'm really thankful that Newcastle have got someone who's as business savvy as Mike Ashley in charge. And Steamage with Phil Wallace, one of the best chairmen you could ever ask for. Yeah, it's really sad. I mean, I don't like Leyton Orient, but that doesn't mean I want to see them go down and cease to exist. It's part of the football. You want the teams that you don't like to still exist so you can carry on not liking them. Yeah, Blackpool and the Oystons. Well, let's be fair, Massimo Cellino is a mad Italian as well. You know when a team's got a good chairman when they're hardly ever mentioned. That's when you know. Unfortunately, Mike Ashley doesn't quite tick that box, but Phil Wallace definitely does. And not just that, but he has a really good relationship with the fans. And the fans adore him. That's when you know you've got a good chairman. And he actually has time for the club. Oh, Wilkinson's out for 5 to 6 weeks. That's annoying. But we won 3-0. Good result. 2 goals by Ingram, 1 from Beckford. It's a shame that Roberts and Arnett didn't get off the mark. But I reckon a couple of matches in and they'll start scoring. I think Young needs a rest. That's something that I'll start picking up on. The boy needs a rest. He's played every match this season that he's been available for. He must be shattered, bless him. Give him a nice little rest, sit down, cup of tea. Brentford is good, lifelong Brentford fan and sits with the fans. Okay, the way he makes his money is a bit borderline. Dare I ask how he makes his money? I mean, Mike Ashley, there's so many things I could say about him, but I've always said, since he bought us out, I have always said, we'll never go bust with him in charge. He might do this stupid thing of buying young players cheap and selling them on for profit, but all of that money, so far, has gone straight back into Newcastle. Newcastle are one of the most debt-free clubs in the world right now, because of the way he's run things. It might be annoying, we might have gotten relegated, but actually the amount we've invested this season, it's all been accumulating since he took over. Leeds are 3-1 now, by the way. So I'm in a very good mood. Very good mood. That's my accumulator off and running. This is the part where I find out I bet on Birmingham, isn't it? I should check that, really. Let me quickly just go and check my little bet. It's like that famous story of when Alan Ball was manager of Man City, and he told his players that they needed a draw to stay up. So he got them just playing pass ball around the midfield area. Loads of sideways passes, not really trying to attack. Just sitting back, basically, and playing keep ball. And then Niall Quinn was sat on the bench, and he suddenly realised that actually they needed a win to stay up. By that point, it was too late. So they ended up getting relegated because they drew the match, which wasn't enough. Oh, God for that. I did bet on Leeds. So I need Leeds, Derby, Cardiff, Reading, Sheffield Wednesday, Fulham, Villa, Burton and Newcastle to all win their matches. And then I end up with a holiday.